Let's go to Green Bay. They're not off to a good start. In fact, the Packers rarely get off to good starts. But another rough game one. Jeremy in Green Bay. Jeremy, what's going on? How are you?
Yo, what's up, Jimmy? Hey, great opening, but I thought I might offer you a more clone-centric NFL recap if I could.
Please do.
Because, Jim, that Sunday night game was unwatchable. Not because classless Cowboy fan booed and threw trash at Dak. That part was predictable. No, it was unwatchable because Chris Collinsworth sounded like Beaks after waking up in a pool of his own vomit. And, Jim, I thought the Bills Mafia was the biggest a-hole fan base in sports, but Raider Nation is making their claim for the top spot once again. You know what I'm saying, Jimmy. You find out someone is a Raiders fan, you can basically group them into one of two categories. A, they're a loser, and B, they're a freaking loser. And the only Raider highlights I enjoy seeing, Jim, are the post-game ones. Did you catch all those videos yesterday of Raider fans, convicts running around SoFi like some sort of prison riot and throwing hands? Every time I saw a video of some convict knocking out a Charger fan, I was disappointed it wasn't Silk. I don't think Stan Kroenke spent $5 billion to build the world's most expensive MMA arena, but L.A. gonna L.A. Am I wrong, Jim? Am I wrong? Jimmy, I have so much NFL content, you could probably start a fourth podcast. How about an all-Wisco one with you, me, and Caleb? We'll call it Two Pimps and a Simp. Actually, let's just ditch No Humpty Dumpty, and I'll just call more often during the season with this heat. I mean, who else is going to do it? Your guy Brad in Corona thinks football is something you talk your wife into doing with her feet. Jim, Bubby, I'm your white knight. Lastly, Jim, I'd like to end on a sober moment if I could. You see, I had no idea the Queen passed away last week, but I've seen the clones tweeting about her. So let me give a big heartfelt RIP to Bella, because that's just the type of guy I am. The ATP will never be the same, Jim, because it will actually be listenable now. And as Elton John once sang, and it seems to me Bella lived her life like a fart in the wind. And we wish we never knew her. She was never a real clone.
That's not a good call. No.
You don't like that call.
I don't like that call. Not a very good call.
The thing is, I liked a lot of that call. And then there was quite a bit of that call I didn't like at all. That's pretty much the Jeremy and Green Bay experience. However, I'm always happy to see that guy on the screen because you're never sure what you're going to get. Some crap, some good. But I am curious, though, since it is ultimately your decision, why did you allow as much of that as you did before you finally did run him? In other words, why did you run him, Alvin, when you ran him? Quote, the Queen thing was old? Like it was no longer topical that she passed away, that's why you ran him? Not because of the content or anything he said, but rather because of the topicality? Alvin said he was fine until the song. All right. I don't know. Are you confusing the Queen and the Queen Bee? Bella's fine. Bella's not sick. Bella's fine. Alive and kicking. Just wait. Wait until you have the ATP. You'll see. She may even work you into the ATP, Jeremy. Hey, listen, I'm not going to crack on a guy when I say call, and then he steps right up and he calls. And a lot of that worked. And a lot of that did not work. It's all right, my guy. He's been in the smack-off. Good news, bad news. Jeremy has been in the smack-off. Good news. Bad news, he was in hour number one of the smack-off, which was one of the worst hours we've ever had in the smack-off. And that's not easy to do because the best of the best call on that day. However, what I do like about this guy is he's bounced back and he's firing. He's still in it. So credit for that. What I'm saying is the positives outweigh the negatives with this guy, except when he suggests that I have another podcast, because that's what I need.